answer is yes, I knew something about it. And in fact, Walter and I had discussions which I didn't have the perspective to appreciate. It was on the partitioning of India, on India gaining its independence, on losing, the India-Pakistan thing. Walter was a great, he reminded me of a humanitarian. That's what I got from Walter. And I can honestly say that when it came to economic aspects or the business aspect, that wasn't his thing, that wasn't his interest, But when it came to the arts and beauty, that was his thing. And he was interested in doing his thing. That consumed most of his life, And he was honest. I've often thought, if Walter were judging somebody, people's talents, he would never he would never hurt anyone. He wouldn't show it, but he'd be perfectly honest. That was for his thing.
He had a fine balance of doing
Oh boy, yeah, he did. And his students loved him. He was a living legend at Indiana. He was a legend in his own time. There were stories about Walter and his students. And I remember one of his students telling me that Walter once gave an exam, and there's a young lady that arrived late, about 10 minutes late. Her car had broken down and so on. She'd given it. Then Walter said to her, he said, what are you? She said, well, I'm a singer. He said, are you a soprano? Or he said, yes, I'm a soprano. He said, well, sopranos are pretty good people. Why don't you just sit down and write the examination? So, that was Walter. But you could go walking down the street with him and he'd stop and talk to anybody. I find out about him. And he would usually start with, my good man. He would say, my good man, and he was no better than anybody else. It didn't matter what the fellow was, what the person was doing. The Chinese cooking, and then that was it. The man walking down the street doing something, that was it. No. He never saw himself in terms of his abilities or so on, etc. He was just doing his thing, and somebody else is doing their own thing. They're all part of the society that we live in. He never thought of himself as the authority. He's out there looking for somebody else who knows more than he does and can help him. That's his approach.